Well, hello, guys. Welcome back to our Tuesday show. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day today on this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Just welcoming everybody back. Hopefully, you guys are having a magnificent time, guys. We are getting ready to start this show right now. We're going to start this show. We have a lot to talk about. It's going to be a great time, especially spending it with you guys today and getting to give you guys all the details of what I found in Utopia. So as you guys are coming in today's live stream, I'm just going to be here and I'm going to give you all the details of what I. Sorry about that. And let me put my phones on silence. Okay, I'm sorry. So I just want to give you guys all the new information, what's new in Utopia, what has changed, what has stayed the same, what is bigger, what has moved, all sorts of cool stuff. Welcome in, Cruising Nuts, Cruise Nuts. Hello, welcome in. How are you guys? Welcome in, M. Hopefully you guys are having a good Tuesday. Hopefully you guys can hear me good. You don't hear any echo or anything like that, right? Because for some reason I was on a live stream with a new friend of mine the other day at 11, and when I heard the replay, it was kind of like echoey. So I'm not sure where that came from. But so let's get this started. I'm just so excited, to bring this information out to you guys. I do have video that I'm going to show you of the new places. Welcome in, Scott from Controversial Cruising. Welcome in, everybody. It's going to be a great show. Hopefully you guys like it. I do have videos. I got information. And I cannot just wait. You don't understand. I was like, oh my God, Tuesday cannot get here any faster, guys. Welcome in, everybody, to the live stream. So with no further ado, today we're going to be reviewing Utopia of the Seas, the one cruise ship that it's been the talk of the town. Let me tell you, everybody, like all the different creators have been on it. Some people are upset about the Royal Railway because they couldn't actually get on the railway. It's just been chaos, but some people actually got to do it, which is kind of really cool to see some of our friends that were able to get this done. So with no further ado, I'm going to start by saying, let's start with the back of the ship on deck 16. But really quickly, before we start talking about all of the good stuff and what's new and what has gotten bigger and what has shifted over, I just wanted to give you a little bit of the highlights, the facts of Utopia of the Seas. The highlights of this cruise ship is the Royal Railway, Utopia Station, which is new, Izumi in the Park, the Ultimate Abyss, even though you guys like Ultimate Abyss, but there's something new there. The Solarium Suites and the Suite Neighborhood. This ship has 18 total decks. It has 16 guest decks, so 16 of those decks is living spaces for the guests. It has 2,290 crew, in which they're all international. It has 2,834 staterooms. That's a lot of rooms. And it double occupancy is 5,668. So as you can see, the ship is not a small ship whatsoever. It does have 8 neighborhoods. And guess what, guys? The godmother of this cruise is no other than Meghan Trainor. Crazy, right? Crazy to even say the least. Welcome in, Harlan. Welcome in, Angie. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. And guys, let me tell you, it was a great experience. And we're going to start, like I said, at the back of the ship on the Abyss. And I want to show you this. Clip. And as you see in the clip, the clips that you're going to see here they're all silent. So I'm going to talk over them so you guys can see. The Abyss, and thank you so much for the footage by OGA Bordeaux. Thank you so much for the footage that he provided for us. This Abyss has something completely new on it. It has 300. It has 300 LED lights. It has a new zoom booster rollers inside. It is the longest dry slide at sea with a whopping 259 feet. It's 10 decks high, and the whole thing from start to finish is 19 seconds. But you may ask yourself, what has changed? Well, there is a little area where it's clear, where people can see the person coming through. And there's also, it's 43 feet longer than the other one. That's what makes this Abyss the biggest slide on any ship right now. So that is one of the cool things that changed. So if you're looking forward to getting on this ship and trying the Abyss, it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And it has these rollers that when you're in it, it kind of pushes you through. So it's not like the other one. So they did something really cool with that. If we stay on the same exact floor, we're going to go one deck down on deck 15. And on this deck, it is something really cool that they added there for everybody that wanted it. According to the statistics and things that people wanted on the ship, they wanted a to-go kind of like place where they are on the pool and they can just grab and go. So with no further ado, we have the brand new, the spare tire. This right here is a little bit of a game changer for those people on the pool. You don't got to go to the Windjammer. You have this amazing area where this is what they serve. On this area, they have the cheese pepperoni tornado, chipotle chicken sandwich, ranchero beef and chicken tornado. And they have a soda machine. They got your water stations, your napkins. And on the side of it, you just grab and go. It's that simple. It's very simple. It is very cute. A lot of people like it. The food is really good. You got to try the cheesecake. It's really good on there. And the tornadoes are really good. I did try them and they were very, very good. So one of the cool things that this one has on the front that you can wash your hands. It has an actual area where you can wash and dry your hands there. So that was one of the really cool things that they added onto this ship. If we go a little bit further down on deck 12, something on deck 12 has changed. If you are a type of person that maybe you enjoy Wonderland, well, guess what, guys? Wonderland is not on this ship. So what they decided to do is that they decided to add Giovanni's. So now Giovanni's is on this deck 12, and this place is a game changer. A lot of you might like it. A lot of you might not or may not like the idea. But Giovanni, as you come in, as you're seeing right now, you come in and you have like a cafe area where you can order your coffee. You could order drinks there, some pastries and different things right there at the beginning. You can have a seat here and enjoy that area there. But on the back of Giovanni, it is a full restaurant, and it also has an area on the outside that is a ledge that you can eat al fresco. So this is one of the things that we actually noticed about Giovanni. I did not go inside because they were having a dinner thing there, so I didn't want to interfere. But if you go all the way down, if you have been on Wonder, you go down the stairs, there's the restaurant on the bottom. And on the outside of that, there's like a ledge where they're seating outside al fresco, and you are by the boardwalk area. So Giovanni is looking towards the boardwalk. I will say that if you're eating al fresco, which is a cool thing to do, there are balconies on both sides of that area. So it's not like a private kind of thing. And then the only other thing that I was looking at that it was a little bit of like I don't know if I will eat outside. It will be the part where it's a little loud because everything that's going on boardwalk, you can a little bit hear up there. So if you guys have any questions as I'm doing my review, something that you guys want to know, please put it on the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. If we go all the way to deck 8, we're going to find ourselves with Izumi. So Izumi now has a whole entire area where they took out Izumi and they put Izumi on the park right next to it. So where Giovanni's used to be is now Izumi Hibachi on the go, which is on the park. And I think I have an area here. So this is Central Park. And we're going to start right here to your right. You have your Izumi Hibachi and Sushi. So it starts from there all the way to the other end. So it's like really cool. If you are a person that likes sushi and different things like that, you can actually be able to, and they have all sorts of different things here. You can actually be able to grab and go sushi for Izumi. So that's one of the cool things about Izumi on the park. So now, one of the newer types of cabins, guys, that I actually loved on this ship was the solarium cabin, guys. Oh my. Like, this cabin is completely a game changer. It's completely different. This is the entrance of the solarium suite. And this cabin, not only it's very comfortable, the views from this cabin, they are amazing. Like, you're gonna see as I go through this video here. So you have the living room space area available. You have your edge veranda, kind of like balcony. So it goes down and then you can just enjoy your balcony area there. You can just open it up and enjoy the wind from the outside. The views are spectacular because no matter where you go on this cabin, all you see is the ocean. It's crazy how beautiful this place is. You can have dinner here in your room. This is, I believe there's only one solarium suite available, maybe one or two, but I think they only said that there was just the one. So if this is something that you might enjoy, or maybe you want to try out, then you got to go ahead and get this suite as soon as it becomes available. It's on the front of the ship, as you can see here. And it's just spectacular. Like, I was looking at it and I said, wow, like you can see the whole ocean. The room view is magnificent. So here you have it. It has a king size bed on here, and you have, your view of the ocean. Could you imagine waking up to that every morning? It's crazy. And then on the back of it, if you look at the back here, look at the views from there. So it is just so pretty. On the back here, you'll find your closet space, which is here. And they have a really nice area for the closet space. And also you have your vanity section here. Inside of your room, you have a TV. And then you have your restroom, it was significantly pretty big. As you can see, there's like all these people in there. So it fits a lot of people in this restroom. So that's one of the cabins that I enjoy the most, besides the Royal Loft and obviously the ultimate family suite. Another thing that changed is on this ship is where the suite guests will go, like the suite area. So this is what the suite area looks like. Like, you're getting off of this is on deck 18. So you're walking through, I'm sorry, deck 17. I'm sorry. This is deck 17. And you're walking through to get to the neighborhood area. And you're only allowed to go in here if you're living here on a suite. So you'll find your suite lounge and coastal kitchen. They're both in here. So this one right here is the suite lounge and coastal kitchen. They're both on the same area. So you can have your lunch, your breakfast, your dinner, and all of that in here. And it was just great because there's one side that you could just sit and have your coffee. And then the other side where you have the tables where you can actually have your dinner. The cool thing about this area where it is located is on the back of the ship. And you can see the flow riders, you can see the basketball courts and abyss, and then everything that is on the back. On deck 18 is where you have your suite area, where you have like private pool. You have a private pool there, and you have an area where you have lounge chairs and different things like that. So these are the new things that Utopia has to offer. Now, I'm going to leave this one because this is one of my favorite things that I did on Utopia. This is the one that everybody is just raving about everywhere. This is the one that has the people upset because they cannot book it. Um, People are just like, they're not happy with the whole Royal Railway right now, which is the Utopia station. um, as far as I know, it's $75 for the adults and $26 for the children to do this Royal Railway. There's only two cards. Each card holds 48 people, and they only do 3 dining times. So, as far as I know, information that I just got from Royal, you're able to book it 30 days from your cruise. So, depending on the date you're scheduled to cruise, the Royal Railway will come up in your planner to purchase, whether there or on your app. You're not going to have that unless it's like, you're not going to have it unless you're going on Utopia, and you're not going to have it like you have Giovanni's and Chops and everything else where you can just go in there and just book it. One of the things that I did find out from them is that not only you could book it 30 days in advance, if you buy the ultimate dining package, then you have to, I think you pay like $15 extra for the Royal Railway. That's what I heard. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and check out what this Royal Railway, oh my God, it's a tongue twister, looks like. So this is coming in to the Utopia station. This is a little simulation that we did when we were there. This is what the trains look like in the outside. And what's really cool that you're paying for a really cool animation, interactive. We actually got to taste some of their foods and things like that. If you want to see this with how I'm explaining it, you can go and check out the vlog. There is a vlog for this, and it's out there with all the information. And I know there's other YouTubers out there that have done the experience, which I actually watched, and it's really cool. But when you go in there, you're sitting down and you feel the movement of the train. There's interactions that happen inside of the train, bandits that come in, situations that happen. I'm not going to tell you all of it because I want you guys to have an experience. But I know that there's some YouTubers out there that have put the whole thing out there for you to see. It's a really cool experience. I think Royal came in very, very brightly, I could say very brightly to do something like this, because it's like your brain is saying, I'm on a ship, but you're like on a train. So it's kind of like strange. And as you're going through the Wild West, you actually feel the movement. There's things that happen. You feel people walking on top of the train. It's very, very interactive. Those are all the videos that I have for you. I'm going to go through here and see who came in to the show so that I can say hello. Hello, Miss Donnell. How are you, my love? Thank you so much for being here. Scott McNeil, thank you so much for being here. Let me see who else. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you see some of the vloggers that have gone on the ship, like I know that Tony from Lalita Loca and Naughty Cruiser went on it. They do have the train station video, that vlog that he did. I know that, oh my God, Trev and Chels did it as well. They're another YouTuber. There's like a couple, I think JJ Cruz did it as well. So everybody has a different version. Everybody has a different feeling. So it's really cool if you can watch them all and kind of feel like, what each of them opinion are on this. I think it's a really good thing. It will give you, right now it's giving you the experience of the Wild West. But they did say that they're going to have other experiences. So I'm guessing this is the first time, that since they're doing it, they're testing it on Utopia. The only input that I provided Royal was that I think if they should have maybe added 2 extra cards, because if you're having about 6,000 people on your ship and there's only 96 people that can get on these 3 dining times, it's not enough people. Not everybody's going to get to enjoy, this amazing experience. So I'm hoping that maybe as they build other ships, and if this is going towards hi John, welcome in. If this experience is going to be on other Royal Caribbean ships, then they might put maybe more seating. But it's just great. And I think that if you look at the other content creators that have put it, they all love it. It's really cool to sit on a seat and you feel or you're sitting, you feel the movement. I don't know how they did it, but you feel the movement of the train. And depending on where you stop, because they give you a map as to where the train is heading, depending on where you stop, you got bandits that you can feel them on the top of the train. So it's really, really cool. It's a great experience, to be honest with you. Now, if we talk a little bit about the ship is no different than Wonder and Harmony, Allure, Oasis, and all their Oasis class ships. What I felt, and hi, Cologne Radio, thank you so much for being here. What I feel, to be honest, is the fact that you're going on a weekend cruise, because that's what they're calling this. This is your weekend cruise. So you're going on this cruise and you're either doing a 3 or a 4 day. But I felt, being there, like I felt that a 3 day, because I did the 3 day one, I felt like you feel rushed. You feel like you just walk into the ship and then you feel like you're walking out. And then you feel like you're going to feel like you're missing out on different things. Because one thing that I noticed about Utopia, which when we did our seminar part, like on the last day, and we gave Royal our input, one thing that I felt that the shows are kind of like in sync with dinner. So you're either gonna not go to dinner to see the show, or you're gonna see the show and vice versa, or you're going to have dinner at the buffet, because there's so much going on. Now, when it comes to the shows, All In is a must-see show. Guys, you got to see that show. That show is amazing. And it is so cool. They even have drones and all different things happen on that show. If one of the shows that you really want to see is the All In show. The Aqua Theater show is great. It's no different than your Wonder show. I think Icon has a better Aqua show than Utopia, to be honest. They're doing the same exact thing. The only difference that I think I've seen on the Aqua show is there is more dancing, than what they usually do, and other than they're going in the water. But it's no different than the other shows that if you've seen the other Aqua shows, you see them kind of like I think Icon really has a completely different water show or Aqua show. I think their show is way better. So if you were to pick what shows to watch on Utopia, I will say the All In and the Utopia, which is the skates, the skating show, which is great. That show is really, really kind of cool. It brings you back to different times of throughout the years with their songs, and it was really cute. Soon I will have a vlog with the shows on it. So each show is going to have its own vlog because they're super long. So I did video the whole thing for you guys to see. And then you guys can make your own, if you ever go on Utopia, should I go on this show or should I go on the other one? Main dining room, the food was great. Can't complain. Everything on Utopia when it came to food, whether Sorrento's or main dining room, Johnny Rockets, Izumi on the Park, Park Cafe, they were all great. Cafe Promenade. I did notice Cafe Promenade stood open till like about 2, and Sorrento, I believe they close about 3. So it's you have food. There's food there all throughout the day. Like that's one thing that I did notice about Utopia. There's something always there to eat, and there's something always open. When I visited the casino, I did notice that this casino was a little bit smaller than Wonder, because I've been on Wonder and I've been on Harmony. They do have a non-smoking and a smoking area on this casino, but it is a little bit smaller. If you see it on the vlog that I put out there, you guys gonna get to see that part. So, I don't know how many people here go to the casino, if you really care or not about it, but they do have a non-smoking and a smoking section on Utopia. Another thing that this ship has that I really enjoy was watching the karaoke area. So they have the karaoke, they have boleros, and they have a parade. This parade that they have, we didn't get to see it because the time wasn't there, but they do have a parade, and I think the parade is going to be around the what is that show that they have on? Oh my God, now I forgot. There's a show that has to do with comics and things like that. So I think the parade is around that show. Now I forgot the name. I have so much information, I forgot the name. But the parade is around that show. If I remember the name, I'll let you know as we're going through this live stream. But let me tell you, it's so cool. One of the things that I want you guys to know, that this is something that I have in mind. I remember when you're on Central Park, guys, there's something really cool on Central Park. So if you're ever on Utopia of the Seas, there is a little bush that has a face. It's a person, but he is completely surrounded like he's a plant. I'm not going to tell you where it is because then that'll give it away. But there is a little plant that has a face like a normal face. It's just painted in green and is on Central Park. So if you're ever on Utopia and you do find it, take a picture with it. It's really cool. So it has little cool things. This ship has monkeys instead of like the space people and all of that. So this ship has really cool monkeys all over the place. It has the two-sided rock climbing walls on the back of the ship, on the boardwalk area. On boardwalk, nothing much has changed on boardwalk. It's pretty much the same as Wonder and the other ships. I didn't see anything new there, other than that's where they do like all the different shows. Like that's where they had the Meghan Trainor concert. That's where they had their naming ceremony and all of that kind of cool stuff. And just to let you know, the experience of the naming ceremony was really cool to see and to be a part of. I do have a certificate that they gave us towards the end, saying that you were there on the naming ceremony, which was really cool. It was just nice to see everybody come together and see the christening of the ship and all of that. The concert was great. A lot of people, it was by invitation on the concert. So they didn't invite too many people. They invited certain people. And I know that Meghan had a lot of people that came in. I guess they won this contest. And they had a whole lot of a section that was just fans of her that came in. She had a whole entire entourage on that ship. I could tell you that much, because there was a lot of people of hers. Now, one cool thing that I enjoy, and I actually talked to these people, and I think it's really nice to kind of be like on a ship where they're filming a movie. They're actually what's today? Today's the 30th. So the 27th, everybody was getting off the ship. They've been there since the ship got to Puerto Rico in June, and they were filming for like a month and a half. And the movie's called Perfectly Imperfect. And And it was just really cool to see some of the scenes while you were walking around the ship. I know that they were filming some of it, and on one of my live stream, I think it was on Across the Wave, we actually got to see a little bit of snippet when they were filming there. But it was really cool because you could be walking anywhere on the ship, and they had a session where you could see it from a little far, and you could see what they were doing, the filming, and how they were walking through Central Park, and all of that. But the reason why I know about this information, because when I was going towards Giovanni, on my C day, I noticed that there was a lot of people, producers, cameras, and everything ready in Giovanni. And I was asking them that, what were they doing, if they were just filming the ship because it was new. And that's how I found out that they were doing the movie. So he had asked me that they're going to be taking anybody that comes on the ship, customers and clients and things like that. If they wanted to be part of the movie, he'll get your email. They'll send you an email. They'll tell you where to meet and from what time to what time, and then you could be part of that movie. They do it by different sections, and they film it 2 or 3 times. So it could be one of those parts that you might be in it, or it could be the other people that did it before you that might be in it. Hello, Michael Patterson. How are you? Welcome in. So it was just a great experience. The only downfall about doing something, I did it because I had the time to do it. It took me about 3 hours of my time. But it was kind of cool because I just did it not because I want to be on the movie. It'll be kind of cool if I am, but I did it because I wanted to have the experience of what happens behind the scenes on filming a movie. And I've never been able to do something like that. So I thought it was kind of cool. I like to learn all sorts of different things. So I was kind of cool to kind of like learn that. So it's pretty much, they bring you in, they'll tell you where to sit. And then the actual movie people come in and they do all their stuff. So it was really kind of cool the way they set everything up, how many cuts they do, and stop here, move here, do this, do that. And it was really, really cool. Hi, Sapphire, welcome in. So it was a great experience, and especially I got to do it with my daughter, Sophie, and she had a great experience. I'll be honest, my biggest worry was taking her because I wanted her to experience it from her perspective. She's 15, but I wanted for her to tell me, how did she enjoy Utopia? What I didn't realize, I was worried going in because I'm like, okay, this is kind of like an agent, all these, there's not going to be many kids. But what I'll tell you something, there was more kids than there were adults on that ship. I was like, what is going on? But she had a great time. They do have what is called the Social 100, and that is from 14 to 17 years old, and they have their own side of the ship. It's like a 2-story area, and they even have like a huge outside al fresco, like kind of like a suite area, but for them, and they can enjoy, and they have all sorts of different cool things there. I didn't get to vlog that area because since there were kids on board, you couldn't go into that area until a specific time. And by the time I realized that I had missed the time, but she enjoyed it. Let me see if there's any questions for me. Harlan says he likes blackjack, and I even the money game house wins, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. But yeah, that's the only thing for those of you that like the casino. It's small, it's comfortable, but it's not like Carnival, like the Mardi Gras and the celebration. That those are really big casinos. Those are like one side to the other. It's like, no, these are like small. And if you've seen the vlog, you've probably already seen that I'm like, oh, it just ends here, and I go to the other side, oh, it ends here too. So it's like a little area only. But it's just like I said, the ship is beautiful. It has a lot to offer. The only thing, and this is my personal opinion, is that I feel that it's too rushed. I felt that I got in and I was packing to leave like really quickly. One other thing that I forgot to mention that is brand new is the pesky parrot. That took over the Bionic Bar, guys. That area took over the Bionic Bar, and the way that they sell it out to you is that the bartenders do your drinks faster than the Bionic bar. And not only that, when you go inside of the Pesky Parrot, it makes you feel like like a little bit of Margaritaville, if you can say. So it has a little bit of a feeling of Margaritaville. It made me think about my daughter Stephanie. Her and I did swimming with the pigs in the Bahamas, and I thought about her when I went into the Pesky Parrot, because on the back of the wall you have like the Bahamas kind of scene, and you have the little pigs just walking around, and it made me think of her when I saw that, because I thought I was really cute. But the cool thing about that bar, depending on the time of day, you're going to see the sunset and the sunrise on that bar. So that's really cool. So keep an eye on that if you're ever on Utopia, because a lot of people did not notice that. But that bar has at least that area where you see that it's bright, and then it's kind of like getting dark and you see the sunset. And they have different types of views of that area. Let me see. Having a beautiful ship doesn't mean you have a good cruise. On some cruise lines, they do not have good food. One cruise line didn't even have good coffee. Well, I tell you something, Harlan. On this one, being that the ship is massive, food was outstanding. I be honest, I didn't have any problems with the food. It was really, really hot. It was not warm, or it was the food came nice and hot. It was a fast service as well. And like I said, I tried the main dining room. We went to the buffet. I tried all the different areas like chopped grilled and all of that other different things. And the food was really nice and hot, and it was very tasty. Now, mentioning Chops Grill, one thing did change on Chops. If you're a Chops steak person and you love it, now on Utopia, Chops Grill do have an al fresco dining. So you could dine inside and you could dine outside. That's the new thing on Utopia. And I know a lot of people pass by it and you kind of like not notice it. But on this one, I noticed that it was a one al fresco, and then you have the one that you can dine inside. And I like it because I like the way that Royal have their specialty dinings, because unlike Celebrity, even though that you guys know that I love Celebrity, unlike Celebrity, their specialty dinings are on deck 5 and 6 in the middle of the atrium, no windows, is an open seating, and you can hear everything, the whole commotion that is happening in the atrium, you can hear it while you're having your specialty dining that you pay for. On Utopia, you go to Central Park. There's so many places on Utopia. You go to Central Park, and every restaurant has its own restaurant. You walk in, you don't hear anything what's going on Central Park. You don't hear it in there. So it's really kind of nice to have that you can have a nice, quiet, sit-down dinner, very nice, in a nice setup. And I think that's one of the cool things that I like about Royal, because it provides you kind of like that intimate dining experience versus Celebrity that you can hear everything. When on RCCL, the food wasn't good. Room service totally missed their own self-imposed time limit. Well, what ship were you on when this happened? Because I know that all different ships do different things and at different times, and everybody has a different experience. Like I said, I've never had a problem, at least with Utopia. I never had that problem. I have been on Harmony before. I have been on Wonder, and I've never encountered, a situation, especially with Royal. I have encountered situations when I went on New Region, and my daughter and I went on there. The food was, it was okay. It was not like what I thought it would be. But that could be a hit and miss kind of thing. That doesn't mean that maybe the next time I go, I see what. But the Prima was great. The Prima food was great. And I think Donnell, I don't know if Jen is here. They've been on the Prima. I don't know if anybody else have been on the Prima. They can say, but I think the Prima had really good food, but the Escape didn't really have that. So it could be a ship kind of thing. It could be, something completely different. You just got to take it with a grain of salt. Service was poor. My experience dictates not going back. Okay, I understand. So what cruise line do you cruise now, since you don't do RCCL? Okay, see, Donnell said Prima food was good. I like Prima. Prima food was really good compared to, the NCL Escape when I went. But that, like I said, I always take that as a hit and miss because it could be something, on that day, something happened. So, but yeah, Harlan, what cruise line do you currently cruise on right now? I don't know, the light is like weird here. Let me see. Ooh, hold on. Well, welcome in, Samara Brown. I love Disney Cruise and I have done 8, but who's coming? I've been on Disney, Samara. I've been there, and I've been on the Disney Fantasy out of Port Canaveral. I did this about 5 years ago, and I liked it. Disney is really good. Disney food is good. Their service is outstanding. I love that animator's palette part of it. I'm looking forward to maybe one day doing the Wish and possibly Treasure. So maybe one of these days I might go that route and see, because I really liked it. Um, I know. Disney, take my money, laugh out loud. I hear you. I hear you. Hey, I'm a Disney. I love Disney. My daughter, I have two of my daughter worked at Disney. One worked longer than the other, and she is a Disney fan through and through. You go to her house, all you see is Disney all over the place. So she is, and I've been trying. Eventually, one day, I'll probably surprise her, but I've been thinking about doing either the Wish or Treasure, and she'll be the person that I'll be taking, because I know she enjoys that kind of stuff. Yeah, Carnival is really good. You look at Hardy says no Disney, no casinos and shit. That is true. There, it's all kids. It's a kid, but you have a good time. I like Disney because Tink is there, and I like to take pictures with Tinkerbell as many times as I can. So, and I actually, when I went on Fantasy, I took pictures with Tinkerbell, and a lot of my, well, not anymore because I changed my picture thing, but I think one of them might have that, me and Tinkerbell, and that was on a Disney cruise. Carnival is great. I like Carnival. Carnival is great in many different ways. The only thing that I will say, and I will say it over and over until Carnival changes this situation, is their buffet. They need to change their buffet. They need to bring back the Carnival buffet that they used to have a long time ago. If you guys remember before the whole situation of 2020, let's not bring that name back into existence. But if you remember cruising on Carnival before 2020, you would have gone on that buffet, and you would find all sorts of different foods. Now every station has the same exact food everywhere. It's crazy. Like, I don't know what happened with Carnival. And then they have bacon. One day you get it, the next day you don't. Like, what is going on? Every other cruise line has bacon every day. I'm not a bacon person like that, but I'm vouching out there for the people that like the bacon. Um, have you ever been? I have, Samara, I had a cruise on NCL Epic, and I canceled it when I saw the bathroom layout. I didn't like it, and I canceled it because of that. I've never been. Angie's over here saying that she's only sailed on Carnival. I tell you, I started sailing a lot on Carnival. Carnival is my first cruise that I've ever sailed, was Royal and then Carnival. I've been on the Breeze. I've been on Magic, Paradise, Ecstasy, Celebration, Mardi Gras, Conquest, Liberty. Oh my God, there's so many of them. I've been on almost all of them, and it's a party boat. Like, I had a great time. What's my favorite celebrity cruise ship? I would say I've been on Apex, I've been on Beyond, and I've been on Ascent. I will say Ascent is the newer one, so I like Ascent. And the only reason why I like Ascent is because they have newer amenities on Ascent than on Beyond. But I love Beyond because of the captain. So it's a give and take. I actually have a group cruise on Celebrity Ascent to Europe next year, and it's going to be some of my clients, some people from here from the YouTube channel that are going to be going with me to Europe next year, and it's going to be on the Celebrity Ascent. That is a magnificent ship. If you do stay on an Aqua class has its own private dining room, and then they also have al fresco only on Ascent. You don't find that on Beyond or the other cruises. I have not been on Equinox yet. Eventually I will. I know the Constellation leaves out of Tampa, so I haven't been on that one either. That's right. You if you like Norwegian, you know, there you go. I know a lot of my friends that love Norwegian. They're a Norwegian through and through. I used to like Princess. They start charging most things. Yeah, that is true. I have not been on a Princess cruise yet. I'm thinking of probably doing one. I have done Holland America. So that one was really cool when we did Holland. Let me see. Did you do the magic dinner show on Ascent? I didn't get a chance to, Samara, and the only reason why is because when I went on Ascent, I did a 4-day trip. I got invited there, but now when I go back, that's one of the things that I'm thinking of doing. That's the reason why I'm going back on Ascent. I have been on Beyond. I did Beyond for 11 days, and it was magnificent. For those of you that have never been to Cartagena, Colombia, I suggest you at least try it once. It is an amazing place to go. It's really cool to see. And one of the cool things that when you're in Cartagena is that even if you don't want to do an excursion and spend money on an excursion, you really don't have to there, because they actually have a zoo inside of the port and it's free. And you could just hang out there, see, and the animals are just walking. They're not caged. So they're just walking. You could see like you could see some monkeys there, all sorts of aviary. They have a sloth. They have an anteater. So they have all sorts of really cool stuff. If you have not seen that, you could check out the vlogs from Colombia, Cartagena that I have there when we went. My husband and I had a great time. And it was really cool. One thing that I didn't notice, because I'm always noticing all sorts of things when I go out, is that I noticed that in Cartagena, all the buildings are painted white. Why? I don't know, but they're all white. I'm still trying to figure out why are they all white, but that's one of the things that I noticed. Harlan says, do not sail on Celebrity anymore. They charge single passengers 3 times what the price is if it's not double occupancy. Let me tell you something, Harlan. I actually have a group cruise right now on Celebrity Constellation out of Tampa. For a solo traveler, one person traveling, and this is a 6-day cruise out of Tampa, a solo traveler inside of an ocean view cabin, port taxes, fees, and cruise fare. You're looking at, I think it was like $1,300 for one person. So that's a really good deal on Celebrity. You just gotta find those really good deals on Celebrity. And there's a lot of people booking on that cruise. I already booked like a couple of solo people on that cruise. How many days before a cruise would you stay at a hotel for pre-stay? Well, it all depends. If you're doing Miami, let's say you're traveling, let's say from New York to Miami, I would say do the 1-night stay, unless you want to check out the area. If you want to check out Miami, you've never been, and you maybe want to check it out, I would. Bye, Cruise Nuts. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Love you guys. If you want to maybe check out Miami and you've never been, maybe I could say maybe 2 nights. If you want to have 1 full day to check it out, and then the next day to get on your cruise. If you're just passing by, that you're just coming in, by plane, and you're going to leave the next day, then I would just do the 1 night. But if you want to check out the place and enjoy it, then try to get a flight that is early enough that will get you here. And then you can just stay and enjoy the full day and then get on your cruise the next day. Like for me, when I'm going to Rome next year, I'm leaving 3 days before. Why? Because there's like a full day of travel, and I'm going to have 2 full days in Rome before I get on my Celebrity Ascent cruise that will take me to Barcelona. Kimberly says, I always do 2 nights before pre-cruise. There you go. See, people do all sorts of different things. We always come in the day before. It's always good. I will never, as a travel agent, I always tell my customers, and I do have a couple of customers that fly in on the same day. And I don't like it. I don't like it because I get nervous. I'm like, oh my God, what happens if it's a cancellation? If something happens, whatever the case may be. But you got people that risk it. I always tell everybody at least the night before, at least, because if something happens, a cancellation or something happens, at least you have some time to figure it out. And depending where you're coming from too. But I'll tell you something, if you've never been to the area and you are able to have the time off, then I would say at least 2 days, because it gives you some time to kind of, fly, chill, relax, enjoy the area that you're in, and then you'll be more prepared for that cruise, and you don't feel like you're just rushing through. Let me see. Good thing, because our car broke down on the way to Miami in April. Yep. The flights are crazy these. Yeah, like I said, if you're traveling, let's say, I don't know if you're in the area, or you're in New York or California or wherever you are, but if you're traveling and you feel okay, the plane is like, the tickets are too expensive and you could drive it, then I would suggest a couple of days before, to give you time, to rest and all of that, but depending how many hours you're going to be traveling. Let me see. That's why it's good to live in a port city. It is good to live in a port city, but not everybody has that privilege. Go overseas 2 days in advance and a day of travel. There you go. John Iso can tell you. He's one of my customers. And John, let me know if you got my email on that question that you had. Do you like cruising from Miami or Fort Lauderdale? I'll tell you something. I'd rather cruise from Fort Lauderdale 100%. But there's cases where I have to leave out of Miami, and I'm going to explain to you why. Fort Lauderdale, if you're looking for a really good parking space, park by the ports in Dania Beach, phenomenal. Those people will take care of you, take care of your car. I've never had a problem. I've parked there. I don't even know how many times. The people know me already by my name. That's how many times I've parked there. Miami is a little tricky. I know that Safeway, I think it's called Safeway parking. I've heard that it's really good. I have parked there twice, but then one time I parked in a different parking area and these people never showed up to pick me up. I ended up having to take an Uber to pick up my car. So what I do now, when I travel to Miami, I actually just park the car at the terminal and cut my losses. I'll be honest with you. But Miami is horrible, like to leave out of. It's too much. It's just way too congested, to everything. But if you're able to and you need to leave out of Miami, then Safeway parking will be good for you, because they're a little bit cheaper and they'll take you and pick you up. I've never had a problem with them. But if you don't want to deal with any of that, then I would suggest to park at the port. And the only reason why I suggest to park at the port, because Miami is so overly crowded and there's so many ships coming in at once in the morning, that you're going to feel you're going to be standing out there for the person or the company that's going to come pick you up for at least an hour to an hour and a half, versus you parking across the street. You just walk across the street and you get in your car and boom, you're out. So it all depends. It all depends on how you want to handle it. Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad that it worked out for you. Thank you so much, John, for letting me know. But yeah, it just depends. I'm still trying to find, like, for a lot of my clients, I know Donnell and her wife, Jen, I know that they do a lot of Miami every so often. And they stayed in different hotels. She might be able to put here some information as to where she stays. But to find like a really good, like, let's say, park and cruise place to stay, that's the one that is very tricky, because the ones that we have found don't work really well in Miami. So that's the only situation with Miami. And I would hate for you to, to travel and then have to go through a situation, when you're going on your cruise. So if it were me, Fort Lauderdale all the way through, because it's so simple. Even though that Fort Lauderdale only has one parking area, but you could park at the port, like park by the ports in Dania Beach. They will drop you off and pick you back up, and it's like very seamless. Let me tell you, it's very seamless. Like their service is really good. Would you take a flight home the day you get off the ship or stay at a hotel for the night? It all depends. It all depends. There, some cruises or cruise lines, let me put it that way, do offer like an excursion, maybe to the Everglades or different things like that. So if you buy, let's say you buy the excursion at the end of your cruise, what happens is they take all your luggage, they do all of that, they prep everything to take you to the airport. They take you and then they drop you off at the airport, and then from there you go home. But it depends, how you want to do it. I have people that leave on the same day to save some money. And then I have people that stay the night because they want to kind of like spend another night, whether in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or wherever, and they want to just enjoy another night there before they travel home. So it all depends. According to Donnell, she says that they stayed at the Kimpton Epic in Miami and they love it. I can vouch for that because she sent me pictures from where she stays, and that place is amazing. Her look out to is crazy. But Donnell stayed in so many different places that are so beautiful. It's just amazing where she stays at. And one of these days I'm gonna have to check that place out because I really like that view that she had from when she stayed in Miami. So do you guys have any other questions for me before we say our goodbyes? Anything else? Hopefully you guys liked my Utopia review. It's better to do it in person, I'm guessing, because I guess, if you have questions, I can answer them. I was thinking of doing kind of like a review and putting it on YouTube, but I'm like, no, I want to do it, so that way I can, if anybody has questions, I'd be able to answer because it'll be much easier. Before we let everybody go, I just wanted to say thank you for those of you that are brand new on here on the live stream. Thank you, Samara Brown, for coming in here. Also for, let me see who else was new. Kimberly Lovell, thank you so much for being here. Angie, thank you so much for being here. Let me see. She has another question. Have you ever stayed at Margarita Hollywood Beach Hotel? No, I have not. I have not stayed there, but I have heard that it's really good. It's really nice. And whenever you decide to book it, I would suggest book it like a couple of months ahead because you might get a better deal on booking that specific resort, because don't try to book it towards the end because it might be a little bit higher in price. Thank you, Mr. Michael. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here today, sir. So yeah, so hopefully, you guys enjoy this live stream today. I just get happy to bring you all this cool events and stuff like that. Please don't forget, tomorrow we have our Across the Wave show. Tomorrow we're going to Oslo, which is our Norway, and we're going to be talking about all that has to do with Norway tomorrow. It is at 8 p.m. at night. Oh, and before I let you guys go, I almost forgot. I've been forgetting this all the time, and I gotta put this promotion out there for you guys.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here to announce our next group cruise. It's an 8-day vacation on the Carnival Mardi Gras, and it's from...
Sorry, that's not even it. I got the wrong cruise.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a very special announcement to make today. From Sunday, April 20th to Sunday, April 27th of 2025, we'll be hosting our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise on none other than the Carnival Celebration. The itinerary is simple. We'll be departing from the Port of Miami in Florida on the 20th. Our first day will be a simple day at sea where you can explore the boat and check out what's on board. Try some of the food at the buffet, or grab a Guy Fieri burger by the pool and relax. Following that, we'll be stopping at Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, then San Juan in Puerto Rico, and lastly St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands before 2 more sea days to take us back to port. If you're interested in joining us, you can book now at jagonzalez@expediacruises.com. The phone number is 813-608-2935, and the website link will be in the description below. We hope to see you on board when the time comes.
Well, there you guys have it. That is our group cruise for next year. It's going to be in April. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. We still got a few cabins left. So if you're interested, just give me a call. I'll be more than happy to book you on there and we get to see you on board. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Donnell. I love you, girl. And I love you guys all to the moon and back. And don't forget, stay safe. May God bless each and every one of you guys. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Across the Way with Keith. Bye. Toodaloo. Ta-ta for now, guys. Love you. Bye.